Hello and welcome to Nova Scotia, and welcome to my channel, The Optimistic Gardener. My name is Steve Farley. Well, I'm in the orchard, a bit more of a mature orchard, but we'll come back to that in a moment. A bit of a grey day, continuing the theme of this summer actually, which is lots of grey but warm days and lots of rain, which is good for some parts of the garden, good for the veg garden. Not good for my big grasses, they keep flopping all over the manor, but generally good for the greenness of the garden anyway. So as I said, I'm in the orchard and I thought I would do a video dedicated, a tour dedicated to the orchard, because I think it's becoming mature enough now with lots of different things going on that it warrants its own video. You know, and I've got such a garden, big garden now, with again lots of things going on, that you end up rushing through the different areas and not sort of showing what's going on in the particular areas. And I'm really enjoying the orchard this year, so I thought I'd give you a quick look around, see what's new, what's growing up, what's becoming mature, what's not working, and you can let me know what you think. Shall we get on with it? So that theme of the wet weather of this year is continuing. It is just started to rain, or it has just started to rain, so I will curtail this video and be right back when it's stopped raining. Okay, so we are back. This is the little love seat in the little area, gravelled area with a stone raised beds either side. So let's turn ourselves around and look out into the orchard itself. So this is me sitting down in my little seat now, and starting to get that good enclosed feeling when I'm in here now with the tall plants. It's been beautiful in here earlier in the early summer, late spring. As you can see, we had the Cerastium down there, the grey plants had beautiful white flowers earlier on in the year, and the Valerium was beautiful and tall earlier. I've had to cut most of it down now. Beautiful white flowers, the bees love that, so that was looking lovely. And on this side here, beautiful clematis with white flowers earlier on in the year. Duchess of Edinburgh, that was absolutely stunning, starting to climb its way up there. And white hollyhocks all along there, as you can see. We have Liatris there now, starting to come up, the white Liatris. That'll be beautiful. And here we have some phlox. And the phlox, beautiful smell to the phlox, especially at night time. And so a Veronica white wands there. I'm gonna have to move that. Didn't realise that this lily was going to be so tall. So that has managed to sort of survive the attack of the lily bugs. But the Liatris, the Veronica, definitely going to have to move that one to another position. So looking good. And we had a beautiful white peony, beautiful white flowers again earlier in the summer, early summer. And this grass, just giving it that sort of informal look as well here, looking good. More more Liatris there coming up, and the grass that I planted a couple of years ago either side, starting to look good. Sort of form like a column either side, really, I think, of this little area. I still haven't done the stones that I'm going to, a stone threshold like over there yet. I'll be doing that this year. A new addition this year is the grey stone. So the grey stone paths now all the way along, and this little area here will be that when I get round to it. I've got all the stones, just it's a bit too hot for me to go wheelbarrowing it around everywhere. Here we have the dogwoods. So these are the dogwoods along here and along the side there that I took from that I've grown from cuttings. Just they're literally probably 2 years old now. So in the winter time now, these new growths will be beautiful red. So they'll be stunning in the winter time. So I'm going to let them grow for the summer, and then that will provide the interest in the winter time. So looking back here again, we've got the box either side, starting to grow nicely now, either side of the raised beds there. So that is good. And there's asters, they're going to be providing late summer interest. And as you can see now, so we've got, even though it's quite growing, we've got one apple tree there, one here, one at the end, another one, younger one at that end, and I've lost that one and I haven't replanted a new one yet. And then we've got the step over apples, which I'm going to show you in a moment. But I have a pond obviously that I'm supposed to be doing there, still haven't got around to it. I will get around to it this autumn, I think, when it's cooled down a bit. But these borders now are starting to look really, really nice and mature. This is a herbaceous clematis that was beautiful early on, again in the early summer. And now the Shasta daisies that I literally grew from seed this year are looking really good. This is a very tall phlox, I think, that's going to be flowering later on. Same as this one here. I cannot remember what these big yellow flowers are. I can never remember what they are. But I didn't originally plant them there, but they're very statuesque looking. So they can stay, is what I say. And these yellow ones as well, I took a cutting from somebody and I can't remember what these flowers are, but I like them. So they're looking good there. And obviously they will sort of look good against these yellow flowers when they come out. So sort of a yellow area there. Foxglovers have all gone over, but they looked good earlier on in the year. And the apple tree. So this is a really good apple tree last year. This is Sweet 16 it was called. And last year it was only its second or third year, and it provided me loads of apples, and they were really, really nice and sweet. So as you can see, it's providing a good amount of apples again. So you've got to be happy with that. It's growing really well. I have a bit of a seaweed mulch. I need to renew that because there's a few weeds I need to get rid of down there. Oh, and behind, the privet hedge is starting to grow nicely now and fill out. So I've cut that back already this year. So again, that'll probably grow another foot or two by the end of the year. So that will really start to sort of block out the back bit. So that I'm really pleased with that privet hedge. And then let's come back here. So this grey, I didn't actually mean to get grey stones, but when it came, it was here already. So got to make the best of it. But it's looking good. I like it. And here we have sort of the stone pillars either side with the box in again, looking good with the nice grey path. Now this bed, so these beds I made from, did the old no dig, so I put cardboard down and then compost on top. I need to put a bit more new compost, I think, at the end of the year, give it another bit of body. But this border's not too bad, well, not too good, except for the end. But this one here, I paid more attention to, got more plants in there and looking really good. I can't remember what that is. That again, that's something that's just popped up around my garden and I like it. So yeah, looking good. Another one of these yellow ones, happy with that. The bachelor buttons and the daylilies are from the other side of my garden. I just dug them up and split them. Some sunflowers coming up there. That one's got multi branches when that flowers, looking good. And these were looking stunning earlier on in the year. I've got to cut these right down, I think, these lupins, and I've still got some lupin flowers. As you can see, these go into the bed. That I'd cut back some and they've reflowered not a little bit, so they're looking good. Some either that's agastache here, So I grew that from seed this year. That one I dotted around all the way through the bed, so it's like a river of this agastache once it starts to get going. A lot of these plants I grew from seed. That, I can't remember what that is, but I've definitely grown that from seed. And obviously the Cosmos is an annual. That will start to flower soon. And look at this sunflower. When this flowers, it's got lots of flowers already. It's going to look a stunner. So I've got 1, 2, 3, 4 sunflowers in here, so they'll provide a good display in a few weeks time. First time this one's grown some apples to me as well. This is Liberty, so that's good. Growing nice and strong. Lots and lots of lupins here. I need to tidy these up a bit because I've got a bit too many. I might spread them out a bit through the actual bed, and then next year will provide a nice, again, like a river of lupins. But I need to cut these scruffy ones back. But they just absolutely love my garden here, so I'm going to cut all these back. Ooh, look at that big weed. Let's get rid of that. So there is this border. So this border's looking, let's come out of this. Looking really good. This here, I'm hoping is going to come on a bit. This is a type of sweet pea. I can't remember the actual name. I'm sure I'm going to put it on the screen in a moment, and hopefully that will grow in the next couple of years into a good 3 foot with the beautiful plants. False indigo, that's it. There's a picture on the screen. So hopefully, and I grew that from seed this year, so hopefully that will come on nicely in the next couple of years. Another peony, I think that was a pink peony. I split that this year and it flowered, so that's good. Ah, haha, I nearly forgot my step over apples. So I planted these last year, at the start of last year I think. So the idea of this is a dwarf type apple, and what it is, I've trained it, cut it off there, and training it to grow along this little low fence here. And it'll always try and sort of bring itself up. I'll just have to literally tie it down there and it will grow all the way along. And it's just a different way of growing apples. If you haven't got sort of the space to grow a great big apple like that, got a nice low fence, you can grow it like that. It's just pretty easy. Nice dwarf, on a dwarf rootstock, and I've got one this side. This one's not grown as fast. What is this one? This one is Ambrosia, and this one, ooh, it's come off, is Belmac. But pretty pleased with that, and that's going to look good. You know, in the springtime when they get a bit older, they'll flower, a nice little sort of stream of a flower either side. So that'll be pleasing. But they're coming on nicely. Excuse the pond up here. And here we have the agastache again. So I've grown, this is all from seed. I want that sort of, that's going to be there, that area there, and I put it on the other side as well. So another nice area there. So it mirrors as we come up. And we've got the daylilies either side, looking good. And then this little pathway is framed either side by the Lampita catmint. That's this funny, isn't it? Grown from seed, but this side has done better than that side. I'm not sure exactly why. Maybe the compost I put down is a bit deeper that side, but again, that will look good when that gets older. And we'll come up. I haven't done the seat yet. I've just got the blocks over, so I'm going to put a couple of pallet slats either side there, so that when I eventually come down, I'll be able to sit down and view all of the beds there across, and then the pond there, and maybe some little birds jumping down into the pond, etc. Got to develop this area obviously. Across to the house, And in springtime the apple trees will obviously be in blossom, so I'll be looking at that looking nice. This bed hasn't, again, these are mostly from seed this year, so they're young, and they'll grow up, whatever I've put in there, I can't exactly remember. But starting to come on. These things take a couple of years. I mean, that bed over there has been absolutely stunning this year, and that's taken, that I planted that up last year, so the Shasta daisies only this year, so things are starting to come on in that bed. This has come on nicely. Now I just need to pay a bit of attention to this bed, and it'll be looking good. And then obviously next year, early summer, there'll be the lupins all the way across here. But the bees seem to be liking things anyway. So, just moving on. So I haven't done this bit yet, so I've let this go a bit. So I've got, again, that is going to be another little seating area, or I might put some sort of statue at the end, not too sure, or I might build another roofed seat like that. Be nice again, because that then again from there I'll be able to look down on the whole of the garden from a different view. So that's good. Got some more liatris that I sort of that I've grown from seed there. But it's coming on nicely, I think. A few more flowers needed. Bit more, few more architectural plants, I think. Some shrubs. These are all just about, in fact they're all perennials, aren't they? So I need some more shrubs, like the dogwood, which will provide some sort of interest in the winter time. So I need something like that in the borders either side. But yeah, generally pleased with that. I need to get these in all around the different areas, because I want to put one there, one at the end, and something, maybe a step there to go up to that level at the end there. So there we go. July, well, a late July. Look around the optimistic orchard, or the orchard as I like to call it. As you can see, it's coming on really nicely. The apple trees are starting to grow really well, actually. Apples on a couple of the trees, and the different areas are starting to sort of mature up. The area where the Sweet 16 apple tree is you know, a couple of years more mature than those areas there, and you can see the sort of the flowers are coming on that little bit better. This area here definitely looks a lot more mature now. The grass is sort of coming up, and the different, whether it be the lily or the hollyhocks, all starting to look really nice and putting on a display for me. This year the dogwoods in the winter will provide that much more sort of a bit of drama actually in the winter time, when, you know, we get some frost or the inevitable snow. That red will look really good. But everywhere else, you know, I've still got, you know, the pond I still haven't done, and that seating area at the back. But I'm really pleased with everything so far. So job is definitely a good one. Let me know what you think.